Hey everyone, my name is Kalinor. Second time recording this. The footage messed up the first time. But so basically I'm gonna be going over some advanced tips that might not be apparent to the newer players. They don't specifically go over them in detail in the game or in any tutorials. And these are some tips that really dramatically improve your gameplay. And first off, the first tip, wind gauntlet. There's this thing called wind jumping, so what I just did, using my spell on my feet, this is left mouse button, the left gauntlet right here, my wind one. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen, if anyone's following Spellbreak, I'm sure any of you guys watching streamers or whatever, you've seen streamers do this before, or just good players in general. This is just wind jumping. And at the base of it, it's used for mobility and it makes you a way harder target to hit, usually. If in combination with blink, which I do have on my hotbar, but I'll show that in a second. So you guys have seen this. This is pretty easy to do. Now there's also some more advanced things you can do with it. Jump up like this, do double. You can even do triple or quad depending on how high you go and depending on the situation. Now something else, the wind sorcery. So put a tornado, whoops, throw a projectile, and it twists around. Just gonna use my rune real quick to get refund because of this amulet. And if I were to throw a fireball and put that down, it'll eat some of it up. If I throw a fireball in, it'll eat up the fireball. Well, it didn't do it that time, but here, I'll show. So if I were to put up a tornado, shoot a fireball in it, the first fireball gets eaten up. So if someone's spamming fire at you and you have a spare wind gauntlet, just throw up that tornado and it'll eat one up. Just don't stand next to the tornado because it will hurt you a lot. Now, whoops, I didn't mean to swap that out. So the base of wind can also knock things out. So for example, if I were to do this, whoops, I put the wrong one in. Let me just put these in real quick. Do that, and let me swap them back out. So I put this down, and then base attack of wind. It basically just extinguishes that. Now this can be used for most things. So for example, if I were to come over here and grab toxic, let me do that real quick. Toxic puddles. Makes it into a little toxic cloud, and that'll damage you and stuff for a little bit. So next thing I want to go over, hot swapping items, runes, and gear. So as you can see, I have wind gauntlet on my left hand. Now, basically, most people use their wind gauntlet on their right hand, but I beg to differ that that's not as good. I mean, sure, it gives you more mobility all the time, but the one thing that you do get, I get this firewall all the time. As soon as, every single 15 seconds, I'll get this firewall guaranteed. If I were to have wind gauntlet on my right hand, I would only get the tornado every 20 seconds. So whatever spell I want, whatever ability I want to use, I just keep it on my right hand. Or basically whatever gauntlet I want to use all the time, regardless of whatever's on my left hand, I'll put on there. So for example, see, I have wind right here. If I press the number 1 key, it'll swap my stone for my wind instantly. And then I'll have this one now. And I can go away smacking people. If I want mobility, I'll just swap back to this. That's basically how hot swapping works. You can also do it with runes and stuff too. So if I were to use Wolf's Blood, lets you see people through walls, but there's no players in this game, so I can't really see anyone. If that was a dummy, I would be able to see him through the wall. I would see him, I would switch to blink, I would wait a few seconds, my rune cooldown to come back, and then I would go and start fighting this guy. And I would probably get the jump on him because I can see him through the wall, which just instantly gives you an advantage when you see someone before they see you. If you see someone before they see you, you usually get the first shot on them, which can basically just win you the fight unless they have some sort of thing to counter that, like Chronomaster or flight or teleport to just run away. Now you can also do this with, so we just went over item swapping, rune swapping. Now we'll go over amulet swapping, which can also be put into these as well. There's not really any use for swapping boots because boots of sprinting are just considered the best boots right now because they do the most for you. You get 25% bonus speed like all the time whenever you're sprinting, which is just a huge buff. There's nothing that even comes close to that as far as competitive is concerned. I mean, you do have padded shoes, which are pretty OP. Probably one of the best items in the game. They only come close in the power of boots of the mouse. Boots of the mouse are better because you get more movement speed when you're crouching, but yeah. Most people would say boots of sprinting are the best, but I beg to differ. Boots of the mouse are the best. Now, so what we can do with this, I can throw up this, right? I can switch to earth. It can be Charity of Fire. I'm making fireballs and being annoying. Oh no, I ran out of wall. Okay, just put another one down. Oh no, I lost my attack speed. Let me switch back. No, I have my attack speed again. Oh, but wait, I need another one. Bam. 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 So that's pretty, it's pretty useful technique. If you ever get an aim able to describe, you just swap it out every 5 seconds. So 5 seconds, there's a cooldown right here. Every single 5 seconds, just swap out. Get a refresh sorcery. Swap back in, and you get the bonuses of something like this, which is actually useful in combat. But yeah. Now, last thing. So, say you wind jump up, fire a fire shot. You float in the air for like literally a year. It's so long. And there's a simple way to counteract this. Wind jump, do this, and blink. If you blink right after you shoot in the air, it basically cancels the animation. You can do this with all sorts of gauntlets as well. Toxic. You don't have to be in the air to do it either. It still cancels the animation. Or it doesn't really cancel the animation. It just makes it so that you're harder to hit. Because the only time you're very predictable in this game is when you're in animation. So for example, let me take an ice gauntlet. This is probably the best tip for ice gauntlet I can give anyone. Normally you'd wind jump, you charge to full, right? You charge to full, and then shoot it, right? But something you can do, you can charge it to half. But that was like 3/4. But there's half. Now, the thing is, my opinion on this, you're doing a little less damage at the advantage of hitting them before they hit you, because most people assume you're gonna wait the full time. And you'll just be floating here in midair. You're just floating. Easy, easy target. Anyone else that's using an ice gauntlet, they'll snipe you from hundreds of yards away. And you're basically a free shot. But yeah, you can blink. Just keep blinking, like always. Always pick up blink. That is the #1 tip I can give anyone in this game. This game is based around blink. Everything is blink. This is blink break. It's not spell break. Forget spells, it's blink break. Anyways, let me know if this was a useful video, and I'll do more like this. See you guys later. Peace.